This is Monty once again. We just returned from a trip to New Mexico. And, by the way, I'm the owner of DPL Surveillance Equipment, full service surveillance and security equipment company. And anyway, the subject of this podcast has more to do with us going from state to state and sometimes country to country in an attempt to find decent places to live. So right now we've just returned from a trip to New Mexico, and we basically went out there to scout out and find out whether or not it was worth moving to New Mexico as a place to live. We put more emphasis on rental units, apartment complexes and such, because we like to travel, and we're not really interested in buying at this point. I'd been there, done that. I think I was 19 or 20 years old when we first bought a home, me and my ex. So, I don't know. It was okay, but we don't. I don't right now. I don't want to be bothered with the constraints of yard work and things that break down every time you turn around. Something's breaking and falling apart, needs to be repaired or something like that. Taxes, you name it. There's a crow overhead. The crow's going crazy because my cat is walking around. I'm walking my cat, and of course the crow's got to go crazy whenever they see the cat. Anyway, the trip to New Mexico was very interesting. I have to admit that if you guys are looking for good deals on property, whether you want to rent or purchase, New Mexico actually has a lot to offer. You may want to take a look at what is it called? Northeast Heights. I think they call it Northeast Heights, and Rio Rancho, and then Sawmill. The Sawmill district or Sawmill part of town is also interesting, including the Nob Hill. But the first two areas, the Northeast Heights, very nice area, right up against the foothills in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That area's been around for a while, very well developed. A lot of crows are going crazy, and very well developed. Lots of choices for rental units and such. Lots of choices for property, residential property, single-family residences and such. You pay a little bit more because it's very nice and it's an older community. But you can go to Rio Rancho as well. You can go to Rio Rancho, that part of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and get some good deals over there on rental units, whether it be apartments, townhomes, condos, whatever. That's a little bit newer community. You can find some apartment complexes that are like barely 10 years old or whatever over there. So you can take a look at Rio Rancho. That's a good choice. And save some money. You can expect to pay about like $1,000. I think somewhere between $900, $1,000, $1,100 per month on the two bedroom, 2 bath units. Just make sure that you're comfortable with the idea of finding work over there. I'm semi-retired or got my own business, so it's not a big deal for me for us rather, as far as income is concerned, because we have our own business. So as long as you bring money, I guess. If you bring money to New Mexico, it's not a big deal. These crows are going crazy. So anyway, you bring your money to New Mexico, or make sure you have a job lined up. I think various. You probably end up working for the government or something like that. Sandia Labs, or in the private sector, you maybe Intel. I guess if they're still hiring, but it looks like most people are government workers over there. 30 to 40%, I'm told, I'm told, it is actually on Medicare or Medi-Cal. 34% of the people are on Medi-Cal or Medicare, one or the other. So you have to consider that. But anyway, because of the low income level and stuff like that, you have to consider that as well. But yeah, definitely bargains to be had for people up there. So it was fun though. It was kind of hot. Mexico gets hot. I mean, New Mexico gets hot, especially during the summer. You got some monsoon seasons that bring a lot of rain in a relatively short period of time. I think like two week period or whatever. You'll have a torrent of rain coming down in New Mexico. But anyway, me and my wife, we flew in there just for about a week, and we went to, as I mentioned, Northeast Heights, and we went to Rio Rancho. We went through Bernalillo. We went to Nob Hill. We went to Sawmill District. A few places in Albuquerque and such. It was fun. Not really a vacation. Basically just to scout out places to live. We'll be going to Utah. We went to Oklahoma. Oklahoma had some very good bargains, especially Broken Arrow, the Broken Arrow portion of Oklahoma. Very, very nice community, very attractive places, lots of stores, shopping centers, and such. You're going to pay one third of the amount of money that you would pay in California, and Oklahoma, and also in New Mexico. We'll go to Utah next and check out St. George City, Utah, and see how that compares. And I'm not quite sure what we're going to do after that. Depends. We'll see if we can make a decision after Utah, probably. Then we have to step up the international travels. That'll be just vacation, primarily for vacation, going out of the country. So we'll check that out soon. But anyway, I just want to give you a heads up on New Mexico. Lots of opportunities out there. I think the most of the people who spend a lot of money in California, your money is going to go very, very far, particularly in New Mexico and Oklahoma. So yeah, go there and check it out. Look at Northeastern Heights, look at Rio Rancho, look at Nob Hill District, Sawmill District, whatever. Those towns, very attractive. Anyway, just thought I would give you a summary of how that trip turned out. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. I'm done walking my cat and driving the crows crazy. They seem to be upset. The lazy bones, my cat, is walking around on a leash. They think he's gonna attack their babies or something. Anyway, we'll talk later. You guys have a good day. Bye.